On this day in 1902, Charles Lindbergh was born. In 1927, the world's most famous aviator made an unplanned visit here to Maine. Lindbergh, fresh from his historic transatlantic flight, was forced to land the Spirit of St. Louis at Old Orchard Beach, fog obscuring his intended destination. But this wasn't a goodbye. For the next 4 decades, Maine became Lindbergh's refuge. He married Ann Morrow, whose family owned a summer home on North Haven Island. The couple honeymooned sailing these coastal waters. When media frenzy threatened to overwhelm his young family, he returned to Maine's islands and quiet communities. Whether surveying air routes or seeking solitude, Lindbergh understood something many Americans did, that Maine's rugged coast offered more than beauty, it offered sanctuary.